want to talk about imperialism and discuss the relationship between the colonizers and the colonized in the two texts, as well as the movie Rapid Proof Fence. The first text, Shooting an Elephant, is a literary essay by George Orwell, where he is explaining his experience of being part of the colonial empire in 1936. The story is written from his point of view, his experience. The No Witchcraft for Sale is another short story by Doris Lessing, where she's telling a story about a conflict between a native servant, and his masters, the colonizers, where he is unwilling to give out the knowledge of a cure for snake's bite in the eyes, because he's afraid to be weakened in his power positions towards them. In the Rabbit Proof Fence, we see the struggle between the colonizers that are convinced that they need to educate and capture the inferior local Aborigines people, and the Aborigines is trying to escape this education and this capture. In the movie, it's only three girls that are attempting to do this, and the oppressors, the colonizers, are trying to recapture them for their own good. So the different stories, we get different views on this relationship between colonizer and colonized. In the Shooting Elephant, we see it from the colonizer's point of view, and it is clear here that there's Orwell has this ambivalent experience, where on the one hand he is convinced that imperialism is evil and bad, but at the same time he hates Buddhist monks and can't think of anything better than to stab them in the guts with his bayonet, which is very clear that there is very mixed feelings about this. We see that here. I thought that the greatest joy in the world would be to drive a bayonet into Buddhist priest's guts. Feelings like these are normal byproducts of imperialism. So here we get a really good look into how the imperialism actually affected the behavior and thoughts of the colonizers. For the colonized parts, we don't really hear much of their side of the story in Shooting an Elephant, besides in the end where the owner of the elephant, he gets angry. Here, the owner was furious, but he was only an Indian and could do nothing. So here Orwell is saying he was only an Indian, which is racist, because it means that he's only an Indian, that this has no value, that he automatically has no rights. He is native. In No Witchcraft for Sale, we are told the story, and it's not biased in the same way as Orwell is putting his experience here. We experience both the experience of Gideon the servant, and also the confusion of the colonizers, the family, when he is unwilling to give up the cure. So there's this clash between caused by the binary logic of imperialism, this tendency to affect relationships. You say he's an Indian, well, that means you're opposing him to be a British, and in that you put inside other connotations, like he is uneducated, he's colonized, he is primitive, he's maybe retarded or impure. This way of putting things into two boxes has huge complications in all the stories, and in the end we can say that all these different sources, they are different relevant perspectives on a very complicated map.